This is one of my favorite core progressions for those who can't get on the ground easily, maybe those who have limited core strength currently, but they want to get away from doing wall based core exercises. We're going to start with a flutter kick. So, the modified version of this is I'm sitting with my bum on the edge of a chair. My hands are behind me so I can kind of lean back into that position. And what I'm working to do here is to keep my low back in the exact same position as I'm lifting one leg and the other leg. So, with this exercise, I'm using my core to brace that position and I'm pressing one foot down in the ground as the other leg is lifting off the ground. This is a really great core progression if you maybe have had a history of low back injury or an abdominal surgery that limits your ability to do more advanced core exercises. This works really well with my clients who have had a history of low back pain. From there, what you can do with this modified flutter kick is take it into a true seated flutter kick. So, this is great if you can't lay down on the ground because you're limited from a mobility standpoint. Maybe you get vertigo in a horizontal position. This exercise is for you. So, with the seated version, I'm going to lean my body back more. So, I'm thinking of this position almost like a hollow hold position, but seated. So, the downside with this one, the biggest limiter here is well, for some people, it's too advanced. So, we have to go back into that modified flutter kick. The second would be any kind of like tailbone pressure issue, or maybe a consideration where we shouldn't be putting this much body weight through the lumbar spine. So, example could be like a degenerative disc disease, a compression fracture in the lumbar spine, a history of low back surgery, and things like that. However, if we're clear to put load on that lumbar spine, this is a really great opportunity to train that core in a more advanced variation. So, what we do is we lean that body back so that the shoulders go even farther back. The legs follow as we lean our torso back. From there, I'm trying to keep the legs straight out. So I'm also working those quad muscles and I'm doing tiny little flutters. So I want the client to think about lengthening through the whole leg to feel like someone's pulling on their big toes while they're doing this exercise and they're reaching nice and long. From there, that flutter kick is going up, say 2 to 3 inches, and back down 2 to 3 inches. The legs are opposing in their movements. So one leg's going up while the other leg's going down. I don't need a huge scissor kick with this one where the leg comes all the way up. A lot of people will be limited from a essentially like a hip range of motion, hamstring length standpoint for that kind of movement. But just that tiny little, almost like oscillation of the legs is going to really help to target the core through the lower abs. So, what I tell clients as we're starting with this is start with just 5 seconds of flutter kicks. From there, put the feet down, sit up tall, do a little trunk twist side to side, lateral flexion, and then repeat. The goal with this is to essentially build up into maybe 30 seconds of holding this position. But again, we throw in that modified variation as needed depending on how clients feel.